Hello viewers, I am Priyanka from Business Northeast, and today we welcome you in Business Conversation. We have Dr. Amiya Kr Sharma, who is the Executive Director of RGVN. The RGVN, that stands for Rashtriya Gramin Vikas Nidhi, and we will now know from Sir what things happening here. We welcome you to our show, Sir. First of all, we'd like to know what are the strategic decisions latest taken in RGVN for coping with the new system of getting funding and for the agricultural development.
Okay, that's a very broad question as such. Uh, I'm not too sure if we can talk about new strategy. Only thing is that here we have, since RGVN focuses on the livelihood sector, and the Northeast being the completely the agriculture based economy in terms of number of people involved, not in terms of income generation, because income from the agriculture and the related sectors has been coming down, the proportion. However, the number of people in agriculture is still about 50-60%, and that is because of not too many avenues in the non-farm sector, non-agriculture sector. So anyway, so we try to balance the whole thing that let us do more agriculture work, on the livelihood sector. Let us do also combine with the non-farm sector livelihood, areas. So main thing we are trying to now is in terms of, let's say, the new strategy that we are thinking about, we try to put too much of emphasis on the CSR funding, the corporate social responsibility funding. So for that, you have to approach various companies, corporations, and for approaching, you have different strategies. For example, you can write to them, or you can find out if there's a link out there, or you can find out somebody who is already a consultant who is already working there, that sort of thing. So it is not an easy business. Although initially we thought that when the whole rule about 2% of the profit being invested under the CSR business, we thought that we were very happy that RGVN being one of the leading organizations in this sector in the Northeast, we'd get a lot of fun. But that hasn't happened. So, and then we're saying that is it our lacuna or is it is? But I think had you been in Delhi, Bombay, etc., things would have been different. In the Northeast, the amount of fund coming in under the CSR activity has been really not so good.
Okay.
And then we have funders out there. So the thing is, we have a team and well-educated team, well trained team. The amount of work that is given to us, we can do much more than that. So then, where's the catch? Catch is that the funders are not coming in, or even it's so difficult to compete. And also, in a lot of ways, I can see that the international organizations, let's say Ernst and Young, etc. Okay, these are the KPMG, Ernst and Young. Then we have many others are there, and they can grab projects here because of their might. And sometimes, in fact, which is not good. Also, we see that limit that you have to have international experience. You have to have so much of balance sheet size should be there. Also, then a lot of Northeast NGOs get left out. So these things, so competition from this big five, big six, Grant Thornton, etc., it's become huge in the Northeast. So that is one thing. And so challenge basically, if you ask me, I get up in the morning, I said, okay, I have this whole team. If the project ends, then where do I place? And if we get more projects, of course, then I can employ more people and do more work, which is happier. But I think if you ask me right now, is minimizing the risk is trying to keep the team together by getting projects for them. And because we don't want the people who have worked it for us for over 10 years, it's so sad that we would lose them because we cannot find work for them. That is something that is the biggest challenge I face. Otherwise, in terms of, let's say, recipients of our programs, the beneficiaries, okay, there are enough beneficiaries, and then a lot of innovative work you can do with them, because you know that for poverty alleviation, etc., you need to innovate. Every second time you have to go for a new innovation, because there have been time-tested projects out there and have shown not much impact. So then you have try to say, okay, this is a crowd, this is the group out here, let's say innovate something, so they also accept and we can see better results. So these things we keep thinking about what to do, where to do. So So as I said, the business here is very exciting. First of all, very exciting. You can innovate. Second thing, you feel good that you are helping the people, the poor people. Thirdly, you have linkage with other organizations, etc., where you can, can discuss things. But the challenge is always getting funds. Yeah, a lot of people think that okay, we are a government institution. Because when they see an organization set up like this, they said, "Oh, you must be a government institution." No, it's not a government institution. We are always fighting for projects. We're always trying to get projects on this and for the people. Yeah. So the best thing is when RGVN we had some funds and we used to help smaller NGOs, because if I may say so, the government cannot do everything. So we have even corporate sectors will not do it. Okay, although they can do it. So then there is this NGO sector, the civil society sector, who can do it, because then we can differentiate amongst the people in the same village. You can also differentiate who's worthy or who's deserving. Otherwise, government programs say, okay, this whole village or this block, this is one size fits all. Corporations, as I said, they'll have to employ more people to do exactly the same thing. However, we would the NGOs can do this, that we can differentiate, we can see the various areas, potentials, and then act accordingly. So that is something that we can do.
So how RGVN is aligning its goals with the sustainable goals of the United Nations?
Oh yeah, I mean, see, the sustainable development goals is a thing. Like these are something that we are always interested in. All of them relate to us. Especially, there's a point. I think goal number 17 or 16, where the NGOs and government, etc., the interaction is there. So that part is there. Uh, However, see, the sustainable development, nothing, it's no different from earlier goals also. When you have the Millennium Development Goal, only thing they have broadly defined now what are the various areas. So everything that we do, you can also put in some under the sustainable development goal. Okay, because income, better living, then the environment, climate change, everything is included. And also, when you do a project, we always look at this. Okay, what are this area, and are the people vulnerable? Vulnerable from what sense? That we look at. Then how they cope up with. Then if you talk about gender empowerment, so in our program we'll also look at this. These are cross-cutting areas. We'll always look at gender side. How we can empower gender, how we can work with children, how we can work with the unemployed, uneducated, even the digitally illiterate. So we also try to attack the digital literacy sort of thing. So as an organization, when you're doing projects, we try to look at everything. But this question is the funder. I always put the blame. Yes, also in some way. I said the funder. You don't get funder support. Who will also see to it that okay, these guys are trying to do something innovative. Let's support that. It's funders also say okay, we want to health education or something like this, implementation, and our projects also are one size fits all almost. So many people you take, do this work only. Okay. But if they say that so many people you take, but do work depending on what the differentiations of each and every individual households or the community. If we can do it, then much better. Also depending on the terrain. If the same group of people living in different terrain, okay, climate areas, then you need different projects for them. But we've not been able to reach that out to that. So that is, I think, is something that we get frustrated sometimes. That we see this is the problem, but however, we're not getting the So then, for that, I think we'll have to also generate enough resources so that we can do things directly. Like I'll give an example. Airy culture, airy thing. We learned from this that airy used to be grown all over the place. People used to have every household used to have, earlier days they used to work on airy. So then I said, okay, then what is the problem? Problem was that that Aragos, it was actually given a very negative feeling, saying that Arabari means abandoned house. Arabari means, you don't try to touch that. So people have stopped growing Ara. And then, so we got into that, we're going to plant Ara in that area, take that up and do agriculture right till the end, so that even the weaving can be done of the area, also mixing of cotton area, etc. So that we have a program now. Okay. Yeah, we have a program like this that we are going to do. We have done it already. That we have done Aragos plantation, and then till the stage of cocoon to yarn to weaving. Our grassloom store has this product done from end to end. Okay, so That is something we call Takuri.
Okay.
Takuri is the brand name that you gave. It's a great thing, but then we've not been able to expand because why? You know why, right?
Yeah.
No funds. So it's a
No
small
fund.
amount of money that we are generating. We're trying to put it back there.
Okay. Like, what are the recent projects that is happening with RGVN, and what are its impact socially and economically?
Okay. A new impact. I'll tell you about the what are latest. But the thing is that we are pretty happy when the project gets funding a couple of multiple times. So suppose we say talk about the project like the one ongoing project for quite something is the project with CRISIL. We call it it's a financial inclusion project whereby we have the Sakhi system, and the Sakhis are people who are working as volunteers, earning their own money by helping people. Okay, this is an innovative project again. So that is one of the projects. That's a big project that we've been doing, and from going from, let's say, initially 5 districts to now almost like 12, 13 districts here in Assam. So there we select the Sakhis and then we teach them what to do, and they also take exams sometimes from Shakti so that they can actually become proper financial guide for those people in the villages. So any government program etc which are there, this Sakhis will link the villagers to get that program. Okay, banking facilities etc. So that way in our areas what we'll see that the government programs are will touch everybody. Nobody is left out. So this is one program which we are talking about. Then we have a big project with the forest department, and that is funded by French government. So there we are working with the villagers, about 265. We call it the JFMCs and the EDCs. They're the forest villages where we work with the people so that they can get a livelihood which is alternative to, instead of getting NTFA, which is that don't depend on the forest to earn your living, but do something which is going to give you the same type or more living, better standard, and so that forests are remaining intact, and you can also do some more plantation, etc.
Okay.
Nursery. So this is trying to almost like rejuvenation of the forest areas, and at the same time, better living for those people who are dependent on or living around the forest areas. So we're teaching the handloom, then the mushroom cultivation, etc. So also new things that which are teaching tailoring, even driving, computer, so that people can actually earn better living. In a way, it's also good because data show that people who are dependent on jobs or non-agriculture, non-farm sector, they earn more. Of course, while doing it, again, I think what every household should have at least 2, 3 trades. You can't say, oh, this household I'm helping only for mushrooms, so that's it. No, that same household should have some mushrooms, some maybe 1 or 2 pigs, 1 or 2 poultry, okay, maybe a handloom, something like that, so that the households they earn income from various sources, maximizing their time, and at the same time also having the minimizing the risk. If you one thing, if mushroom fails, everything will go right. But when you have all this sort of things, then they can maximize their time, and then they can earn money. So this is another project that we have, Pisha. Of late, we also had about 12 villages in Sikkim. We are working as model villages, trying to give them street lights and all these things, livelihood as well as street lighting, etc. Okay, betterment of the infrastructure. So this is a good project, by the way. When we do things like that, village, you choose a village and try to make it up a developed village. So that program is a good program. We've done it in Bihar. We're doing it thing out here, and we're trying to see whether we can get more funding for this, so that our villages can improve. Any other project that of late we got this? ITC, we are also doing some work with that. In fact, we'll be working on just doing a survey right now in the Tripura. What happens is that in bamboo, people who work with bamboo, there are a lot of things which are left and they burn that waste out there. So trying to see whether you can utilize that better, so that the bamboo waste collection. So this is something that going to be launched. Then the CRISIL, that we're working with more and more Sakhis, trying to get this thing, and also we're trying to see whether if the Sakhis can also do some work like uh, selling of tea or selling of some articles which the villagers need, and so that they can make some money on this also. So that way also we're trying to see that instead of local products, outside products, but at a cheaper rate.
Okay.
Say sanitary pads.
Uh-huh.
You know, we bulk buying and that's giving to them, they'll get much cheaper than if they have to go through. So these things we are trying. As I said, innovations every minute.
Okay. So what are the new areas RGVN is trying to venture, or it has already ventured that has not happened earlier?
ARI, I think, is one thing that we are. I won't say it has not happened earlier, but it has happened earlier too. Okay, ARI, that's the thing. Trying to, or as an NGO, we're trying to get that upholstery sort of thing through our grassroom. People who should work on upholstery, not that mekhala chador and gamusa, etc. Trying to do something else, cushion covers and etc. And that part we are doing. And then new things, I would say that the we used to call it healthy living, that when you go to a village, just not look at only the income generation part, but try to so that people can live better. Okay, live better. Solar lights you used to talk about, then sanitation, and then they also trying to give examples of where, how, this in the same income they can live better. So that's sort of we call it almost like giving the experience of better living. So that is something that we've been thinking of doing that also in our areas we are doing. New things other than that, I really can't say much. It's just not coming to our mind that, okay, this is exactly, because every day the whole group of things that we do, in our projects that we are doing, trying to add something out there. Okay. So climate change and then, the latest, if you ask me, the circular economy, which means trying to regenerate things from the our waste, etc. That I think something that I had been thinking about. That let's look at this. So maybe old furniture, old wooden furniture, refurbish it and sell it. Okay, that sort of thing. Even let's say something like that. We see one project that people will pay so much for the vegetables, whereas the farmers are not getting enough. Okay, so how can we do it that have a setup that we give good price to the farmers and the consumers here going to pay less, something like Mother Day sort of thing. Okay, that also we are trying to go to experiment now. Okay. Yeah, we experiment because our people connected us, they have experience and this is better, but we said okay, we'll take it up. Okay. So under the let's say we might call it rural mart or also whatever name, but this is something we are trying to do. Another project that if you ask me my thoughts coming in, that households in Guwahati, they must have rooftop gardening or something. So can you get a group of people who would help the household to have rooftop gardening? They would not have time. Maybe don't have the ideas also. So can we recruit some group that okay, we do it and they do it, it's like they go to each and every household saying that if you want it, pay us a fee and we'll manage your household. They can they could do it for beautification, or they could just have some something like chilies, green chilies, or some sag, etc. All this thing they can take it from this. So growing rooftop gardening is not a bad thing in Guwahati, because then they can have fresh, and also better perhaps food items. Okay, vegetables, because we know that the vegetables, etc. they are being grown with a lot of inorganic, as well as pesticide grown. So people who have the land, who have the rooftop, we can help them to do this. Okay, that's another thing. It's in our mind, but been thinking about. We have not been able to do it. But if you ask me, the senior citizens, that which is a very a group of people, I would call them disadvantaged, because since you said we work with people who are disadvantaged. Now, even if the senior citizen has money, he might be disadvantaged, he or she. So we have a new program, and we are trying to spread it from para to para. So we have one program here, one program downtown, one program Guwahati Club, but trying to get one in Narikal Bari, Narikal Basti. So we're working with that. So then the group, the senior citizen will in that group will be able to come and join together. It's called Hello and Milo. They can come, they can have yoga, they can have some dancing lessons, some music, etc. So that they can have fun, and we take them outing for a picnic or even to a restaurant, something together. This thing we will do. So this is an innovation in itself, that trying to make the senior citizens' lives better. That is something that we are also trying to do.
Okay. So what are the new funding sources and how RGVN is adapting to this kind of new initiative for funding?
New sources of funding, I just said, we apply for this CSR grants and also trying to, these days we try desperately to work for the government, they come up with tenders, they come up with studies, etc. So that is the areas that, we try so much. But would I call it the new areas? I don't know. It's just the same old corporations. They have their programs or the same old government thing. The various department, they ask, call for papers, call for tenders, call for expression of interest, etc. We apply, and in some cases we click, in some cases we don't click. So that way, I am not too sure. We have not been able to really get so much of funds that we can say that we were very strong as such. We keep trying, okay.
Okay.
And sometimes also we apply for projects which is much, maybe 5 lakhs. Sometimes we apply for projects which are 5 crores, okay.
Okay.
And so no thing, as I said, this that it's like a beggars cannot be choosers. That is our program. That try, only thing that within certain limitation that okay, some sectors we don't touch because we don't work in that. We are not in that area. But the sectors, the where which help the people, the common, especially the poor people, we are okay with that. We always try to get that thing done.
So, what is your idea about the economic climate of Assam, and is it helping RGVN to grow?
Economic climate, yeah, I think what the thing is that it seems to be a growing economy. It's a growing economy. Okay, a lot of things are being tried in Assam, so that way this is good. But I think the financial situation is not so good that some of the government departments are coming with new innovative things out there. So this is something that we see that perhaps the government had more funds, then things should have been much better, because once the various departments, when they have extra funds to work on this, then perhaps NGOs like us, they would have been able to get the avail of that. And the corporations are also coming here. I think they're attracting quite a few corporations as such, so that should be a good thing. But I don't see anything, even the central government or the government as such, I'm trying to encourage this sector as such. There's an NGO sector or the social service, and they are doing good work, or they can be roped in to do some more good work. So even at the center, there seems to be some sort of a negative feeling about it. But state government can actually do something more. Okay, saying that, okay, let's have a forum of NGOs, let them come, and let's see what we can do with them, because the NGOs can deliver the stuff at a much lower cost. Okay, and also with no burden, the government. That okay, if you're a government employee, now you're stuck up with him. You have to give her the pension benefits, till everything. Okay, and or you cannot throw up the person. But in the NGO sector, if the NGO work, they'll do it, do the monitoring, etc. And I think with proper monitoring, NGOs will do better work than the government something, because as I said, government side there wouldn't be that flexibility. And also, of course, you have to look at the NGOs who are really well-meaning. Okay, that has to be done. Otherwise, just taking a government program, and if the NGOs don't deliver and they are not willing to deliver, then there's a big problem. So that part, I think it can easily be checked, or at least is seen that okay, evaluated sort of thing. That and NGOs needs evaluation. That okay, we said that we are doing good work, but there should be a formal setup that okay, let's see how NGOs RGVN is doing. Okay, is RGVN strong enough? Are they honest enough, etc. So that, provided the government is willing to look at, okay, provided the government something, this is a very, very solid sector and a group of people coming in here, but something is like almost like left alone.
So, what are the collaboration RGVN is making to make itself a successful organization?
Collaboration, actually, yeah, we try to collaborate everywhere with everything. Okay, provided that we find that okay, this organization seems to be decent organization. Okay, so and then so in whether it's studies, that we also do a lot of survey work, whether it's livelihood, that okay, this sector we don't have, then we either find a consultant or somebody, some other organization that they have the strength, let's get them. So in all aspects, okay, we try to collaborate. It's not that the government also, we try to meet the government, and Collaboration, I don't think NGOs can work on like an island. And collaboration, NGOs have to have collaborations, and therefore, because we can't have such a small team, we cannot have a expertise in everything. And also, you remember that people that we are working with, their problems are multifaceted. Could be we might need a doctor or group of doctors to help somewhere when we're working. Well, in the children's case, suppose you work in Barnihat with the children of Barnihat, we might need some people who can counselors sort of thing, okay, or the people who can give training to the children out there, which we don't have. So all these things we keep. Then the government itself, maybe the school, they'll need a library or something. We can't provide a library, so go ask the government or ask the corporation that can you provide a library for these street children like that. So that way, it's a request of funding, at the same time cooperation. Okay, not that they give us the fund and stop at that. We said, okay, please give us the fund, also provide other things that can help the area. Okay, so yeah, in all respects, even international organizations, we try to we reach out to them, try to see if they can work with us, and some of them have done work with us. Okay, so these are some of the things that to keep doing. Our people always going around trying to see, any meeting, any seminars that we go there, try to meet more people and telling them so that there's some cooperation, because it benefits, or the eventual goal is this, that those people at the lower level, they must rise up, okay, or that those women out there, they must come up above a certain level. Those children, they must get they must be equal to other children too. So once you have the goal, rest, you do everything under the sun to help them.
So, is RGVN linked to any private organization for its work, and how this has been possible?
Yes, see, the thing is, I said, the corporations are basically, some fully private limited, right? So that way, and also individuals, we work on someday individual people who are there. Our board members, very strong board, and then so individually, they also try to contact with somebody. So, so it's as I said, we don't have any particular criteria to avoid some group which is willing to help the people. Okay, and sometimes even if we know that there's an organization who has some bad name somewhere, but if it's for us, it is an organization which is going to do a particular thing for the villagers out there, we'll go to them. Not that, okay, avoid this organization because they are against this, against that. So nothing doing. As long as that organization is doing the work and helping the poor people, we go ahead with it. Okay. Sometimes I think long back there was saying that Greenpeace, we had done a project with Greenpeace, and one of the funders said, "Why are you working at Greenpeace?" I said, "Greenpeace come for a particular project, and we like that idea." "Oh, you shouldn't." I said, "No, no, please don't say it, because I know that organization, you all are helping us, but those people are also working with us now. So just because of Greenpeace, we won't say that that's because that other organization does not like Greenpeace. So we didn't say that we would not work with Greenpeace. So that sort of thing we don't do. Private insurance. Are you meaning that private individuals or private corporates?
Yeah, private offices like who can work with you.
And yeah, they're welcome, anytime. In fact, some of us, we approach the private organization, that's fine. Can you give so much? Some of my friends, in fact, I said, okay, senior citizen program, I need some money. Why don't you donate something? So that's also, that we do that. Like, I'm almost like a beggar outside this place, trying to beg, do this, give us something, I need to do this. All right. Right now, I think if you want one thing in my mind, last 1 week has been there, that the villages around the border of Assam and the border, but the border villages, let's call it there. Some of them, they have not seen a smartphone, and some of them, they haven't even seen a computer. And we say that we are, digital economy and computer. I'm saying that, can't we ask some of our friends and some contacts, etc., that your second-hand smartphone, want to donate to us, we'll give it to the headman out there. We've already done this, but we'll go more remote and give it to the headman, show him how to run the, have a smartphone. And through the smartphone, I think that villagers, they can also enjoy some things which are freely available in the internet, okay? And provided those guys have the connectivity. Or then I keep thinking, I said, what's happening? Just some of the ladies that work, they haven't touched a computer. Can we take a computer to villagers and say, one day you all type your name in the computer so that they feel good. Okay. That at least a lady, I have typed my name and it is easier than writing a name, trying to teach them the signature. Okay, that let's say your name. So they can just hit the key and then get the name and see that when they see it screen, they'll be so excited. So these are small things. We keep doing it. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that their income is increasing. But however, that feeling of happiness, feeling of the goodness that okay, they also know, they also have touched the computer. Those things can be a good thing. So therefore, some of my private friends or other if private sector, I would be approaching. I said, give us a second-hand, smartphones or computers to us. We'll make sure the remote villages out there, the villagers out there, or even in Guwahati, perhaps the maids or some of the people who are left out, they can touch the computer. They know what the computer is.
Yeah.
Okay?
So how RGVN is supporting innovation and technology inclusion in its work and by the others also who are associated with this organization?
We believe that without technical support, technology going into our innovations or going into the areas, our poor people cannot rise up above a certain level. They'd rather remain there. So therefore, you try to get things like, for instance, let's say solar-based irrigation pump out there. Because otherwise, irrigation which is based on the electricity out there, it's expensive. They might not run. So we try to say that okay, solar-based irrigation system, that is an innovation where they can get irrigation without paying anything. The initial cost is borne by us, so they can just put it on, off, and then get the areas irrigated. Solar lighting, for example, the street lighting, all those things. And then also we also tried with another organization called Celco. How can we have a Xerox machine based on solar power in a remote area?
Okay.
Some other livelihood, how they can earn money by using that solar power for their income, livelihood, etc. So then, so these things are we keep innovating and try to see what they can do with the thing. Okay. Yeah, some of the things that we did. Mainly this, okay, that Eddie, again, we're trying to see what sort of innovation you can bring in. Handloom, what sort of innovation you can bring in if there's a innovation as such. So those sort of things we keep getting the experts to those areas and also trying to see what they can. So using, let's say, even the smartphone, our Sakhis or the women volunteer learning how to use this, thing. I also give exams on the thing in internet, have meetings through the smartphone. Now these are various small innovations that they enjoy. Okay, so often I cannot say, I mean, what else, but as I said, the basic philosophy is that if you don't take technology, then the goal of developed India will never materialize. You must take, because agriculture is a very low paying sort of thing. So you have to get other things to the agriculture, plus non-farm sector. And non-farm sector, again, you can have an industry, there big industry in the area. So you have to have a small units which can support them, which can increase income, and they can actually the Northeast market being very small, they can support the market. Okay. So otherwise, let's say in Bombay, you'd have a huge camp, maybe for let's say you need a huge factory sort of thing, and that has a market. But if you want to do the same thing in the Northeast, you won't have a market. So units have to be small. Okay, that sort of thing. Innovation also in terms of systems. That try don't give 1,000 piglets for a farm or 100 piglets for a farm, but try giving only 5. That the village family will be able to look after 5 and feed them and make them grow. But as you give them a farm sort of thing, then a lot of things come in. Transportation, the feed, whether they have the money to buy the feed, or if something falls sick, whether they are veterinarian coming in there. So therefore, the units have to be small. So even these are institutional innovation sort of thing. That the system we have to change it to suit the Northeast.
So how RGVN is helping the budding entrepreneurs and what are its future plans?
Budding entrepreneurs as such, we don't have a program for them as such. Okay, that, as I said, trying to work with the individual will have been the best thing. But because of the funding pattern as such, then people only give that, okay, this is what you do, okay, and then you have to do for en masse as such, for a community or a group of people. So I wouldn't say that what we try to do is earlier is to help some of the NGOs that you help the others in the NGO sector, and we help you. So that sort of thing would have been there. Then in the villages, when you go to some of the areas, then when you do the project for the whole village, only few of them come up. Okay, so those few we try to guide them that okay, what you do also take them to a bank as such that okay, you can get a bank loan or whatever, something that we can give to them, and so that sort of advisorial help we give. Okay, and we had stopped giving loans, so that is something that and these people need the first batch of loan. So that's why. But however, linking them to the banks, linking them to other funders who can help them out there, linking them to other mentors, that is something I keep doing it. Okay, so in terms of, if you ask me, can the entrepreneur approach us? They can approach us. We can always guide them. Okay, but our programs to help only the individual entrepreneurs. There is no program as such. We go to the area and find out who are the people that they need some help, etc. We work with them, in terms of advisory role, or if they are doing, let's say, suppose there's a in the handloom sector, few ladies are doing well. Then you try to see, okay, you link it to our grassroom or some other areas that you link to.
Okay.
So that sort of help we give. Okay, farmer also that okay, you have a problem in marketing, come, we'll try to help work it this out with you.
Okay.
That sort of thing we help.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. So viewers, we have learned a lot about our RGVN. So look forward for such interviews again. Thank you again, sir.